All right. Hello. And I'm out of tab, but here we go. Welcome back to let me just go ahead back here to Total Conflict Resistance. Honestly, if you've never seen this game before, I implore you to watch my other videos. I will say that please do get this game. Please do buy this game if you have the money. Let's go into a new game here, and the best way to describe it is there's two different modes. There's one mode where you just build an army. You click one of these, you build an army, and you just fight like 10 battles. It's more of an arcade mode, if you will. I don't like it. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. And then right here we got the global campaign. This is the main mode that they focus on, because the other one's just simple. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna click on Arvik here. This is the settings I'm going to choose. I'm gonna try to do this as more of like a tutorial run. Nothing super in depth, but penalty, weapon accuracy. This is how accurate your troops are. This one's how accurate the enemy is. The bigger the number, the less accurate they are. I'm gonna tone this down so I don't get sniped from across the map because I absolutely hate that. The AI is really good at shooting for almost no reason. Um, yeah, the amount of rebels. I don't think we want a lot of rebels right yet at the start. The amount of resources at the start, I like a lot. I like a lot of resources at the start. Troop level, I usually play only on medium or low. Um, I think we should have it on high. So if you have it on low, everybody starts off, I think, still at militia. And the uniforms. Uniforms are a big, important part in this game. A lot of people don't really seem to understand this. Uniforms decide basically how much training and how much armor your soldiers have. So the training isn't too apparent in what it does, but it seems to do a couple of things, and that's accuracy and morale is the two main things that it affects. It doesn't seem to have a huge difference on it, but it does seem to have a difference. Like, I've noticed an extreme difference between engaging guerrilla warfare units and police units versus engaging elite and like special forces units. Um, and that's decided by the uniforms they're wearing. So when you put it on low, they start off, I believe, at militia, and the uniforms that you have in your cities are only police. There's technically 5 different uniforms, but there's only 4 that you can produce. So you have civilian, and this is technically no uniforms. You have civilian slash guerrilla fighters. They technically don't have any armor. I don't think that's how it works in game. I think they still get like 20 armor, but it's basically nothing. Then you have police. Police is literally just a police vest. Is how it's like simulated in game. It's only 50 armor. And then the next one is militia. Militia is the first military grade type stuff, I guess. It actually gives a fair amount of armor. Still no like helmets, but you can clearly tell the difference. Um, and medium, I think, still gives you only militia units at the start. So the units that are garrisoning the city will only be militia units. But I think it actually gives you militia uniforms. I might be wrong on this. However, this is more or less how it works. Um, High is when it starts you off at regular. This is your normal US military, Russian military, full body armor, along with like body and knee pads and arm pads with a helmet. they're fairly protective and they don't actually take a whole lot of damage. Um, Still, 3 shots with 7.62 will kill them, but it's, they tend to be fairly accurate with their shooting. And yeah. Also, it will give you, not a lot, but it will give you some uniforms, some regular uniforms with some militia uniforms. I think it gives you a lot of militia uniforms and a fair amount of police uniforms. Very high will actually give you elite units. Elite units are very, very good. If for nothing else than having a lot of armor. It seems like they have a good amount of morale when I fight them in arcade mode. They have a lot of morale. They literally fight to basically the last man. Um, which usually your units will retreat after losing 5, and you can only have 10 people in a squad. So basically, they retreat after losing 50% of the squad. Sometimes they retreat after losing 7 men in the squad. As a militia, usually they retreat after losing 6 people in a squad. But in elite modes, it seems like they last all the way up until the last 2 people. So they're pretty good. I'm just gonna start off on high, regular units. Number of troops at the start, this decides how many men you get. Resource management, see over here at the right, pause it if you want to read it. Basically, we'll only be using medium. I don't want to really go any harder than that because medium, you'll realize, is already fairly difficult and a fair challenge to deal with. That is already dying? Goodness gracious, let's not put that out and put this one back in. So annoying. I'll be right back. Alright, I have to let the dog in. Let's see. Lay down somewhere, you. So, just go ahead and, I don't really know what these do, since you have these user settings, but it obviously makes it more difficult, but I don't know exactly what it makes more difficult for you. I'm playing this on a laptop. I don't have my mouse. My mouse just isn't working. Really frustrating. It turns on, it just doesn't connect to the computer, even though I have the USB port connected in here. Northern bearish. This is not bearish. This is bearish over here. They're pretty cool, pretty fun. You can't play as them from what I remember. The northern and largest island of Northurea with a harsh climate is inhabited by peoples with similar culture and linguistic characteristics who settled the island during the era of the northern expansion. Social and economic upheavals in the world led to a split of the once united state into 2 parts. Arvik was a part of democracy and basically, we're Western culture, if you will. Just Western. Relax, dude. Stop poking my butt. Alright. Arvik followed a path of socialism. Communist, basically. And are you licking my butt? Stop that. Weirdo. Stop. I'm busy. Stop. Weird. Dog. The island of Barish, located between Cambria and Northurea. This over here is supposed to be Cambria. Or Cambridia, my bad. Managed to maintain neutrality and independence during the years of war and devastation. Actively developing, these countries represent a serious fort in the geopolitical area in the region. Arvik is a state in the west of the island of Northurea. harsh sea people who traded in ancient times by piracy and raid. Currently engaged in fishing and mining of magnetites and rare minerals. I'm not going to get into this. Almost 2 equal parts. Another of our closest neighbors is a small socialist island, Barish. Located south, inhabited by Harsh, like ours, mastered these lands many centuries ago. The socialist government of Barish pursues a peaceful foreign, well, actively developing and increasing its troops. Yes, yes. Separatist, yes, 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 I know. Indeed, indeed, I know. So, one of the main things that is generally not an amazing thing to do, not an amazing idea, but just gonna play a little bit here. A good idea is to try to gather up your tanks and mechanized into 1 or 2 groups. So we do only have militia and police. They don't give us any of the normal uniforms. It's fine. Again, trying to treat this as a tutorial, so just trying to think, what do I want to start off with here? Okay. Let's explain the first things that you should do real quick. You should always choose your manufacturing adaptation. I think the makers of this game are like Russian or something. They're definitely not what do you call them? They're not American. I don't think they're British, and I don't think they're French. I think they might be Ukrainian, but they're definitely not from America. That's not important right now. So, vehicles is vehicles. This should probably be renamed to something else. Because there's only one type of vehicle here, and that's armored vehicles and transport vehicles, so probably something like ground vehicles. Here you'll find your MRAPs, your Humvees, and if you're IFVs, your APCs, if you're the Soviet nations, because there is communist and Soviet nations that you can play as in here, you'll be unlocking BMPs and Tigers and the Type 60, Type 70, Type 80 tanks, those things. I think you can even get the IS, if I'm not mistaken, you can get the IS. I do know that you can get the, what's it called? I'm trying to think of it. I done lost it. Oh, you can get the 152, the 152 millimeter cannon in that. It's supposed to be an anti-tank cannon. They treat it more in this game like a weird artillery tank, kind of oddly enough, the one from World War II. But yeah, so you can see we got, this next tab is aircraft and navy. These you don't really fly or anything. What these things do is they come in and they drop bombs on the enemy. These navies, from what I understand, the ones on the far right, they just carry in troops and they decide how much you can carry for the troops. And what they can carry. I think the DDG, like, these can only carry soldiers, I think, or something. And then this can carry tanks, and then this can carry planes. I'm not 100% sure on it. These are amphibious tanks, if I'm not mistaken. They're supposed to be. Weapons, this is all your guns. This line is, it always starts off with pistols. Okay, yeah, so this line is a shotgun and a submachine gun. I don't really like researching these that much. They don't do anything for me, so I don't really do anything. I usually don't even bother to research anything until 2025 because that's when you get the FN FAL, and I love my fall, bro. I love my fall. Anyways, and the other things that we could unlock is a sniper rifle. I don't really like sniper rifles. I definitely don't really like the Kar 98. It's a good gun in real life. It's a good gun in the game. It's just not great, and I don't feel like it's worth. Let me see, 20, 40, 80, 120 days to get that unlocked. In the L40, it's definitely not worth that time to get unlocked either. So yeah, I'm not gonna bother with it. But maybe you like the Beretta. Maybe you'll end up liking the P22.5, the P22.6. Um, I personally don't. Oh, something to note that you might want to know is that yeah, this one I don't think goes fully automatic, but I do know that the Glocks in this game do go fully automatic. At least the Glock 22 does. I don't know about the 18C, but I'm pretty sure they both go fully automatic. They're pretty nice to have. Ammunition tab, this one's pretty important, because this is more than just ammunition. I think this should be renamed as well, at least in the English translation, because I'm pretty sure manufacturing adaptation is kind of a weird word to say instead of just research. But yeah, all the way on the left you'll find the ammo, and the far left seems to be Russian ammunition, because I know these two are Russian. The 7.62 by 39, the 5.45 by 39 are both Russian, and I know that these two are both Western. I'm not too sure about 9 by 39. It looks Russian, so I'm pretty sure it's Russian or Soviet. Ah, you can queue these up. Can you cancel them? They made it to where you can cancel stuff now too. Amazing. The first thing I'm gonna do is get militia uniforms. So you can see here, police, militia, regular, and spec ops. Spec ops are also called elites. There's two different types of spec ops in the Western, but there's only one type of spec ops in the Soviet tech tree. M18152, hold on, there we go. Some of these are kind of weird. They're not working properly. Yeah, these ones don't have a pop-up. The RPG-7 is the next thing I'm going to research because it's really just the most important thing. The thing I then like to focus on is probably then going into vehicles, maybe even Navy. But really the main two things you're going to want to do is, it depends on your situation, but you're going to want to immediately research your uniforms and then get the ammo that you're going to need. So, maybe 5.56. If you're using NATO weapons, if you're using a lot of AK-47s, you're definitely going to want to get 7.62 by 39 and then start producing it. I'll show you that here in a minute. Sights, they're really finicky in the game right now. I'll show you how to equip your troops here in a second, but typically you just tell your troops to rearm and then kind of cross your fingers and hope that the troops just pick up the sights. Right now, they're not really picking up the sights like they're supposed to be doing. I don't know why it says 300 for each, because they do not have 300. These troops have a little number right here is the number of squads they have. You either, it's going to pop up on the battalions right here. These are less of battalions and they're more of companies. I don't know why they call them battalions, but it's okay. As you can see, the number behind it is the 2nd Battalion. There's 11 squads in there. And we do, in fact, have 11 squads. And as you can see here, a few of these squads have elite armor and, I presume, elite training. You get to choose what you build here. So as you can see here, you have police, regular, militia, elite, and spec ops. I don't really know what the purpose of having two different distinctions here is. Rearm is how you... Excuse me? Get back here. Rearm is, how you tell them to pick up new stuff. So, If you want them to pick up rocket launchers, you got rocket launchers in the city. That's how they pick them up. That's supposedly how they're supposed to pick up their sights too. But for some reason, the troops just don't pick up sights properly in the game. Obviously, you can click this button right here to create the squad. For some reason, I hear apparently that the squad editor is useless. Personally, in my opinion, in my own experience, it kind of works. It's not amazing, it's not wonderful, and it's not always super useful, but it does work. Um, Not amazing, but it does have an influence on your troops and what your troops use. So, the first thing that you're going to want to do with literally every city, walk up to your garrison and click rearm. It's what you want to do everywhere in all of your cities. The reason being, so you can see, these are the uniforms that you have in your place. When you click rearm, what's this? Create a Navy battalion. You have to create a Navy battalion in order for it to be able to enter the water and go on boats. Do we have? We do. We do have boats. Neat, nice, awesome, amazing, wonderful. Alright, so, yeah. The reason why you do that with your garrisons is as soon as you click that button, you're going to want to click here, make sure you create some police, and create at least one, maybe two police squads in each of your places. Now, the way that manpower works in this game is that if you want to see the manpower in your city, you can do one of two things. It's going to be in your supply, and it's called reservist. This is your manpower. You can actually tell them to move to different cities. So don't worry if you don't have manpower at a city, because you can actually shift your manpower around if you say want to make Nordscar a new battalion, but it has no men in it, but everybody else got 50 people in it. You can just shoot over 30 from each place and throw it into Nordscar. There is a weird situation where if your city hits 0, I don't know if this is true or not, but it seems like if your city hits 0 reservists, the amount of reserves and people it recruits just kind of gets reduced. So try to make sure it doesn't hit 0. Typically just isn't smart to do that. But that's one place to see it. The next place is obviously over here. It's kind of weird. This game has weird places where some things update in certain places faster than others. Something about reading ticks when it displays the numbers needs to be edited. I don't know. Um, but yeah, something to keep in mind as well. Alright, what else were we doing? Oh, yeah, I was telling you, take the garrisons, create some police, try to do it in every place. It will tell you in a little bit, it's not going to tell me right now, but it'll tell you in a little bit when you need them and when it is okay. So we already did the research, now let's go into construction. This is pretty important. Something I always like to do is if you have wheat, a good rule is that one city producing wheat can feed and can provide wheat for 2 different bread places. It's usually a good idea to just produce food yourself. So I'm gonna just make one right there, and that should work out well. What else should we do here? What else to do? Yep, now it glows up red. I was waiting, and I really wanted it to just glow up red beforehand, because that would really help. When these things glow up red, click on them, it means you need to do something. So right here we got production. What can we produce? The thing I always love to do is I love to tell my police to just use the Colt. Use the pistol. What does it use? 45 ACP. Do we have that researched? Yes, because it's a really simple round. Good, good, good. Could get an SUV. They're not super useful. They are useful though. for quickly dropping off troops. I don't know if they're worth the time and the resources that you need to produce them, but they are useful. Does this do? Yeah, okay, it does that. I don't need that. Cloth and aluminum? That's interesting, but I don't think I need it. Aluminum ore is going to be amazing. We are going to love that. What else do we have here? This is a ghost spot. It doesn't actually produce anything. I think we have two different ghost spots here. So we have option to produce some ammo. I think I'll just shove out some extra ammo of something. I just don't know what I want to produce. Oh, yeah, the difference between these ammo, like, sometimes we'll see that these look very similar. So, as you can see right now, actually, you have 7.62 by 25, and you have 7.62 by 54. 7.62 by 25 is a pistol ammo. It's used by, I think, only one or two different types of pistols in this game. 9mm is going to be common ammunition, along with 45 ACP. It's going to be really good to produce a lot of. I think, however, I want to produce a little bit of, the whole reason why I brought that up, but I should go out and say it. The 12.7 by 99 is 50 cal for the NATO troops and for Western equipment. Usually it's American equipment, but this is the stuff that you're going to want to produce if you have American vehicles. So what do we got in the forces? Yeah, some vehicles like Strikers. That's what they use. Well, they use two different types of guns, but this particular version of the Striker uses a 50 cal. I got a Leopard. That's nice. Yeah. So, make sure you take a look at that and that you know what you're producing and what you need to produce. So if I capture a bunch of AK-47s, probably going to want to produce some 7.62 by 39. You have to research that first, because it's not available to me right now. Something to also note is, it's really weird, and I kind of hate how it works in-game. If you go to war, even if it's not your fault, you will lose relations. Losing relations is terrible in this game. Let's go ahead and try to get a trade agreement. So here's the weird thing about bribes. I don't know how I feel about them in the game. On one hand, they're not necessary. On the other hand, it's really difficult to get any diplomatic mission done without doing a bribe. So bribes, they just increase the chance of this you know, the chance to succeed. So as you see right now, it's 53. Sending a bribe makes it 100. It's weird to where it feels like not sending bribes and not having corruption feels like nothing gets done, but maybe that's how it works in certain nations. Most of the time that's not true, but maybe that's how it works. Another thing that's probably really important to do is take a look at your trade. Take a look at what you're trading, because, yeah, I don't want to sell that. I just said that. Probably don't sell alcohol. Fish, I don't know. I used to think that your people used to eat fish and meat, but they actually don't eat it. It seems to just be a resource that gets thrown into cans. I don't know why. Because it seems like, if they're hungry, it would be really smart to just start eating that stuff. Things to look out for is ammunition for guns that you know you're going to want to use. Also, make sure that you always have at least, I'd say, $10,000 in the budget. Another thing you might want to consider doing is looking at your resources. You can see them at the top of your map page, and you can also see them in here. This is a more complete list. Not all things can be sold, but most things can be. Something I will say is that you should try to sell, where is it? Ore. Try to sell ore. If you know you're not going to be producing, um, oh, hold on to gold, at least in the very start, because gold is the way you can see it, and this is historically too. Historically, this is how gold was used, and this is how you should try to use it in game. This is savings. This is liquid money, right? This is like money. Um, Even if you only have 10,000, you can then sell gold on the market. This is $80,000 right there, just sitting in my bank, and it's sitting in the resources. So don't be too worried about your money if you have gold, but also try to hold on to them because it's fairly good to always have some money. But copper ore and iron ore and all the other ores are kind of useless to hold on to. So go ahead and sell them. I find out that the AI, you can kind of cheese the AI by making sure everything is under $5,000. The AI becomes more likely to actually buy it. Um, if you think you are going to start to build, what's it called, smithy plants and smithies, maybe you can hold on to some of the ore because it is really hard to buy it. But honestly, if you don't already produce, I didn't even look at how much that was, how much money that was. Probably not a lot. Let me just go see again. Yeah, that's acceptable. Just want to throw 100-ish on the market. It should get a nice little flow of money in here. In aluminum ore, I'm going to sell pretty much everything from it. I don't know how much we're actually going to produce, but I want to try to sell pretty much everything. Leave me alone. There we go. And pop, right there. 40. It's a bit much. It's a bit much money. I like gaming, yeah, but a little bit. Yeah. Anything else I want to do? Maybe sell wood. Not a lot of it. I might sell a little bit of wood. Because we only produce... Oh, cotton is not very useful to hold on to. I will, however, buy myself... It's not really... It doesn't make me a lot of money to sell it. Unfortunately not. But, I will be buying cloth because that becomes very important. RPGs sound pretty nice to buy right now. Yeah, now we're kind of broke, but on the other hand, wood is something that you can sell. Maybe. I would say maybe don't sell it, but wood boards is something that you should not sell. The reason being is that you use wood boards, stone, sometimes cloth to build buildings in the construction. Let's go ahead and click play here real quick. So maybe don't use too much of them. Another thing you can maybe do is sell some oil, because oil turns into fuel and you can build a refinery for it. But if you don't have a refinery, oil is useless to you. So maybe throw it out there on the market. What we're going to do is we're going to see if law and order established. That's the main thing that you want to see there. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fix all my garrisons real quick. We can build a few of these, which is nice. I usually sell these cult mods. Ruben's bot. We're just going to create a single thing of police there. This is also what I was talking about. If you create a battalion, so you need like 3 things to create a battalion and to create soldiers in this game, anyways. You need a weapon, you need manpower, and you need uniform. If you only have a uniform and manpower with no weapon, it usually spawns them in with this weird cult mod, sawed-off shotgun, and I think there's a couple other different types, so like a pistol and a shotgun and like some old rifle. I think they spawn in with a Curacano. Not 100% sure. But 9 times out of 10, if they don't have a gun in the supply pool, they'll spawn in with this weird shotgun here. I hate this shotgun. It has no range. Which isn't true in real life. Shotguns usually have a lot of range in real life. Not really good aim or like accuracy with a shotgun, especially if it has like buckshot, birdshot, but it does have more than just 10 feet of range. What else? Yeah, this place shouldn't need more than one. Go ahead and fix this garrison up. This is really important to do. I don't see a lot of people do this. It kind of irks me that the game makes you have to do this, but it's not the end of the world. Let's see, Narvik is production place. I'll go ahead and spawn in that. I see you have a bunch of military uniforms. Or flipping police uniforms. I usually say 3 to 5 is nice. 5 for these big cities right here. These big cities, usually 5 is nice. For the smaller cities, I don't like the fact that they give your police flippin' vehicles. Vehicles are not great in a defense scenario unless you have elite squads to go with them. What I don't like is that it seems like that even if you have normal units in here, police seem to act like or be valued like 3 squads for public, what's it called, stability. So having 2 police squads will police a town just as good as 5 normal squads, from what I can tell. That might be wrong, but generally speaking, that's what I've experienced. Go ahead, we're gonna make sure everywhere has at least a few of them. There used to be this weird thing where airports used to not require food. Now they just take a very small amount of food. But, yeah, they used to not require food, and they used to not require police. Fortunately, that's no longer true, so I can't game the system, but we're gonna fight this first battle here, and I think we might have to call the episode there, because I want to keep these ones rather short. Oh shoot, I didn't show you how to supply your troops. Can I click on them? No, I cannot. Alright, I'll fight this battle, and then we can show you how troops work. I am using a laptop, so the gameplay might not be very good. Oh my goodness. I forgot how many flippin' vehicles I have. So, if you look on the left-hand side of the screen, you have a few keys. Now, I heard somebody, Daily Tactics, saying that... Oh goodness gracious. Why is this not working? Why is this not working? Come on, game. Right-click to order. I am. Why is the vehicle not moving, though? Dude, this is one of the problems with the game. The troops just decide to sometimes not move, and you need to tell them to move multiple times sometimes. That's really annoying. None of the tanks are moving. Oh, nobody's in the darn tank. Okay, that's another problem. I didn't expect that to even be an issue, but it seems like everybody has dismounted from the vehicles. So you can press F to do an action. Actions include moving into a vehicle. Something I don't usually like is that your units will automatically start to move up. Now I have the infantry in front of the vehicles, so they're really screened right now, so it's fine. Usually you have to tell them to get out of the vehicles, and they stay inside, but it seems like something happened to where they decided that they didn't need to do that. So I want them to just screen the roadway real quick. There you go. Now you can see they actually do move. And I think the same thing happened with this squad right here. Yep. That's unfortunate. It's very annoying, actually. Excuse me, I'm clicking on the soldier. I am clicking on the soldier. There we go. I would actually kind of like to use this guy, but can I get somebody else? No, that's not the button I wanted. But okay. Let me see the guy in that's supposed to be in the vehicle. Is he in the vehicle? Is he not in the vehicle? What's going on here? The vehicle seems to be on. No. Do what I tell you. No. What do you want? Move up if you can. And a good piece of advice that I would give you guys is tell the soldiers to move twice. If you tell them to go somewhere, tell them to go there again. It seems to make sure that they actually... Why aren't you moving, though? Oh. Shift? Uh-oh. Why is my game flippin' lagging and stuff right now, man? Alright. Where's the... exit vehicle? That should be F. Direct control. Yeah, this is one way to switch. There we go. That works. I don't know why. This game is... I swear, usually this game is not this broken. It definitely does have some bugs. It definitely is not very smooth. And it needs some work. But it is worked on. And it is fairly promising. They've been working on it for like 2-3 years now. Might even be 5. One good piece of advice I can give you is let the AI control the vehicles themselves, as long as it's not, wigging out on you. Because the AI seems to be fairly accurate in the vehicles. So now that we actually have the vehicles moving, should be able to get them kind of engaged in combat here. Have that one move up there. This one move up here. I don't have to worry about them being destroyed with the units inside of there, which is usually fairly tragic. So those should start moving up. Did the tank get stuck? I know it's trying to move where I told it to. It seems a little stuck. That's fine. Artillery piece. That's going to be a really unfortunate one. Because not having artillery work is pretty detrimental. I'm saying move forward, please and thank you. Let's just get some guys in here so it'll move and stuff. It's definitely trying to move. That's not a question. Oh, what's the button that we need? Something... Whoops. That's annoying. Excuse me. That was my laptop. That was not the game. But let's see. Oh, we only have 6 ammo with this? Oh, so annoying. Where's the button? There's a button. There we go. We got tab. Hold, follow me. Direct control. Should be something like what? Nope. Tab. 3. Where is it? There we go. F. F. Enable fire. Disable fire. Prone squad. You can tell them to crouch, prone, and stand. You can also tell them to get in vehicles. You can't really tell them to get in cover, but you can tell them to kind of conceal themselves. Direction squad? I don't know what that does. Do know that... There. That works. Something's wrong with the truck. That's unfortunate. It did the thing again. Okay, so it's not lagging like that. Where is tab F? There we go. Direction squad again. Now it's not working. That might be problematic. Can I restart the battle? I can. There we go. I forgot that was a button. I'm sorry, I would have hit that earlier. Did it do the same thing again? Hold on. It did. That's why we're having problems. The game, for some reason, is not spawning the soldiers inside the vehicle. They're supposed to be inside the vehicle. If I tell them to do that... Okay. I have to tell them to move, and then that makes them realize that they're not in the vehicle anymore. And then I can tell the vehicle to move. I don't know why it's doing that for this battle. I am playing on the beta patch. Although the beta patch is not supposed to be broken, it's just supposed to be multiplayer capable, along with a couple other things. Excuse me, I told you to get in the vehicles. Do me a favor, get in vehicle, please. I don't need a lot of people, I just need a second person. Then we tab F, and that's unfortunate. It's not letting me do direct control again. That's annoying. So tab, 2. I think you need to actually select a squad, because now if I click F... Yep, okay, you need to select a squad before you click it. And now we're going to go ahead and just grab... Excuse me? Yeah, it's not letting me exit the vehicle without doing the tab F. Why is the game broken right now? Why are you being so flippin' weird right now, man? There we go. Okay, I'm not even gonna bother with that nonsense again. Let me see this. I'm gonna just tell them to watch the road so that we don't get jumped. Excuse me, I was still talking to you guys. I wanted to make sure you watch the road like this. Will be a sacrificial piece. I want you guys to watch over here because the game for some reason likes to do this really weird thing and spawn the enemies in random directions. And they think it's really funny. I actually don't know if they think it's funny, I just know it's really annoying to deal with. So I'm going to have do that right there. Hopefully the enemy is already there. And in the meantime, I'm going to be... Actually, it's more important to get the artillery piece up and running. Excuse me? Did you guys just... What are you doing? Why are you reversing into battle? Excuse me. Hold on. No, I said get over here. The tanks are now leaving. What is this nonsense? I said get in. There we go. Well, at least it's not stuck in this version, yeah? Okay. Alright, where's the tank at? Guys, no, get back here. Where'd you put the tank? You guys. I swear, if you guys lose the darn tank, I'm gonna hurt you. Why did you put the LAV all the way back there? I just realized that. Hold on. We might actually lose this battle because the game is really wigging out right now. I swear the dev version is not supposed to be... This beta version is not supposed to be that bad. I was actually playing on it earlier. That was not the issue I was having. It's mostly the normal issues that we have. I would like to actually kind of showcase them. For instance, the RPG is the only anti-tank weapon, by the way, without using another vehicle. It's notorious for just not shooting where you aim it at. And I don't even mean that in the normal sense of, oh, I aimed straight and it goes, you know, a little bit to the down and to the left. No, I mean it like straight up. You will aim somewhere and it will shoot 10 meters below where you shot. And then you'll aim, you know, 10 meters down because maybe the gun just shoots really far down like that. And then it will go 10 meters above where you just aimed. One of the most annoying things to actually use. But the most annoying part about it is it's also the most important piece of equipment to use. So yeah, you kind of just get screwed over. Excuse me. It's interesting. I might have to actually... That's unfortunate. Hold on. Tab 3 F. We're just gonna do this. This is the rebel. This is supposed to be the rebels. We shouldn't have a problem with them, so I'm going to just assume that they're really weak. If I remember correctly, they only have a couple vehicles. Perfectly fine. I'm just gonna jump up here, do some recon by fire real quick. Yeah, I don't see any of them. I don't see any of their vehicles. They might be in the buildings. The building's supposed to be over here. Is this guy just all the way in the back? Another problem with the game is that, like I said, I recommend you tell your units to do the action you want them to do twice, because sometimes they just don't move, they don't react. We haven't lost anybody. Oh, wait a second. There we go. Alright. Let's, let's go knocking on a door, shall we? And get some recon in there. Seems like we've actually equipped some sites. Let's see if the enemy is ready, expecting us. Usually they do something called an encounter battle, and that's when the enemy spawns at the same time that you spawn on the outside and towards the edge of the map. Sometimes they do a defensive battle. I'm just scanning here. I'm actually looking around. I'm not actually just looking forward, but let's just go ahead and scan here. Yeah, it seems like it was supposed to be an encounter battle, but obviously I was having some troubles. I'm just gonna spray a few rounds, hoping that it'd stop. He's still not stopping. Where are you running to, sir? I hate the AI does this. I hate the AI does this. Sir, stop moving. I'm actively shooting at you. Stop moving. I hate the AIs. I hate the AI in this game sometimes. Sometimes it's really interesting. Knocked one out. This game does have the blatant issue of, oh, that's the player. Kill it with fire. Where they just, yeah, target the player for no reason. And that's the blatant reason. That's also the blatant reason why I decided to tone down. I can't see. Tone down their vision, because the AI will like straight up snipe you with a pistol. I kid you not. They'll snipe you with a pistol. You can look at my older videos if you don't believe me. From all the way across the map. 700 meters away, don't matter. They will get you. With even shotguns sometimes. Shotguns in this game are really weird, where they don't actually shoot where you aim them at. But they do still have the range, so it's not entirely unrealistic. Not as much range as they should have, but they do have more range than literally any Call of Duty would ever give them credit for. I should probably tell my squad to move up. One thing I will say is it's typically better to... I can't see him. I don't care. Typically better to use semi-automatic fire than... You usually can shoot through that. I don't know. I'm not trying to wager on it, though. Would you shoot? I'm telling you to shoot, sir. Something about that spot doesn't let him shoot. I think it's a bug, but I'm not too sure. When you're aiming, you can aim further with shift. Wow. Alright. Yeah. Let me tell this squad to go ahead and follow me. You can do that with the K button. And then half of the soldiers usually follow you. So usually what I do is I just kind of spam out the order a few times, and that usually gets it moving. Actually, something else that will happen is that you can sometimes tell them to do one thing, and then if you tell them to do the other second thing, half of the unit will do the second thing that you told them, and the other half will do the first thing. Which is fairly interesting. Please move. Please move my mouse. Please don't do this to me. Please shoot the weapon. I really wish my mouse worked. Okay. Okay. I wish my flippin' laptop worked. I'm gonna just spray and pray, bro. Hey, could you aim? Could you shoot? That's amazing. Thank you. All I wanted from you. I don't know why my flippin' PC is giving me such a hard time right now. The worst time to give me a hard time for. But it's alright. We're okay. The enemy has lost 10 units. I've only lost a single guy. Single poor bastard. I actually... Something else to know. You can go over to your unit, and you can't pick up both guns. You can only pick up... Please come back. Please, don't... There's only 10 dead people. You did not need to despawn him. Or the gun. Game, I hate you. Sometimes they will keep guns around for, like, literally 20 minutes. I don't know why I decided to despawn him the minute I called upon him. One piece of advice I can give you is it's almost, not always, but almost always a good idea to throw your units into a building. Just throw your men into a building. It keeps them safe from just being no-scoped. Usually. Not always. Oh, we're losing men. Losing men. Why the hell are they? Where the hell are they? I mean, because they're in a building, you can notice that they're actually trading very nicely. Don't do that. Don't do that. Whatever you're doing, stop it. Whatever you're doing, die for that. Die for that. Thank you. That was my own guy. I am sorry for that. It looked like the ad guy. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and reload. I do know they had at least one vehicle. I don't think they had more than that. That's the bad guy right there, isn't it? Come here, bud. Pay for your crime of existing. I mean, being a communist? Question mark? Being a rebel? Yeah, treason. Sure, we'll label it that. That's what I'll write in the report. Alright. Let's see. I don't think the enemy's anywhere else right now. Is that the guy right there outside my window? Okay. This is gonna actually be really angry. This is gonna be like, you know, the enemy's not doing anything right now, and they're just chilling outside my window. It's gonna be really angry. Let's see. When you use a squad member, what usually happens is the person you're using stops being counted as being in the squad. And usually that means it can actually make a unit retreat if you do that. It's fairly frustrating because, like I said, militia units typically fight all the way down till 4 men, or after 6 men have been perished in battle. So if you have 5 people in this unit, and then you use one, it will only count those 4 units, and they'll think, oh, we're losing the battle, and retreat. Suboptimal. I don't think I've ever lost a battle to it because I am conscious of it, but it's seriously not good. I've lost somewhere. Hold on. The numbers aren't numbering. I've lost one more unit than what's accounted for. Than what I can visibly see. Where's the other squad? No, there's supposed to be 2 infantry squads right now. It's supposed to be 3. Hold on, no. What's going on here? You know what? Okay, this is what we'll do. Have the LAV on Overwatch. Right here. Start telling these units to move up. Try to use the trees. They can be a double-edged sword to where sometimes they block a shot, but they can block a shot for you, and they can block a shot against you, so use the trees if they're available. What else? What else? What else? Okay, I see where we've started to lose some people at. Can you let me use a unit, please? What's that? Friendly? I think it's friendly. I'm assuming it's friendly. There we go. Should use my headphones for this, yeah? That way I can hear what you guys are hearing. Because my laptop does not have sound. That's a bad guy. No, that's part of the LAV crew. I bet you the LAV is still backing up. Oh, I'm not. If this is the way it's gonna be, I'm not looking forward to it. I might have to go off the beta branch if this is, but if that's the case, then you guys won't even see the light of day of this video. This video will not see the light of day. But it should be fine. Should be alright. Should. I almost thought I got jump scared. Alright, let me just, hello, I would like to rent out this place. I see no toilet, sir. Sir, I see no toilet. Horrifying as I just go over the hill, but alright. Jump scared by my own men. Where is the enemy at? Crouch with C. You can tell your men to crouch with C if you select the squad. Speaking of which, I don't like them standing up on the hill. That just makes you a target. This game is a very good example of something that should give you an advantage can quickly turn into a disadvantage as soon as you become the target. As soon as you take the aggro, you'll realize that not everything's always actually an advantage. Why would you shoot? I was telling you to look, not shoot. Alright. I'm not seeing the enemy. This is fairly annoying. I feel like they're also bugged. They're bugged in a similar way that I am. Let's go searching, yeah? Oh. Found them. I want to try to keep that vehicle. Yeah, give me this MG. Onwards. You jump with space. Let's go. Let's move. We'll gun down all these people for the crime of being communist. Yeah, we're a democracy here. We don't do that whole icky communist type bullcrap you keep talking about. Spreading your opinions and everything. We're a true democracy. Alright, let's see. Socialism isn't bad. The people who usually vouch for socialism and communist are pretty bad though. They're pretty cringe usually. Socialism itself, nice concept. Implementation D. Concept B. Well, socialism as a concept, I say A, but communism as a concept. Just gonna start laying down some fire here. Waiting for some type of response. Nothing. Perfect. Let's just keep on laying down some fire. Yeah, this is why I usually never do fully automatic, but as you can see, they're just all in a group. Usually they start surrendering by this point, and I should really look to make sure I'm not killing anybody that's surrendered, because that guy looks like he surrendered. Let's check. Let's see. That might be a dead body. Is he? Whatever. So we've mowed down like 80% of the flippin' unit right there. Usually that's not possible. It should only be a couple more units for me to take out. That's one. I hope they can't, like, they're not glitched out from surrendering too. Hate to have to, commit a few war crimes. What's the second one? Oh, they're moving now. I don't know how to feel about that. You're not surrendering, but you're still moving and breathing. Let's fix that. Another one bites dust. Oh my goodness, they keep replacing. They keep multiplying. They're breeding. Let's go ahead. By the way, I should be within visual range. I literally just think they're glitched out. They lost 3 vehicles? They didn't lose 3 vehicles. We captured them all. Cut that out. Vehicles lost. -3. How do you lose -3 vehicles? We didn't gain a leopard. That was ours. This game, it's not supposed to be buggy, but I feel like something's a little wrong here. Just a little something. So here's another thing that I see not happening. When you defeat an enemy, you will get supplies. What you need to do is you need to go to a settlement. I think 3? No, that doesn't work. Okay, that's unfortunate. Alright. And then now you see they have no supplies. Oh, they do use fish. They just don't use meat. They do use fish for food. That's good to know. Can we produce fish? Question mark. We should. No? That's sad. Rather sad. Alright, let's see. So now what you do is those vehicles, all the guns that you captured are now in this city. Click on this, you click on rearm. That should rearm them with all of the vehicles that they captured. We still have a truck in there. We're not too worried about that truck because it's just a transport truck, which means it doesn't have a gun, doesn't use any ammunition. It's not of much use to us. What is important for us, though, is that we have ammunition stocked up, along with, this can be sold. In mid to late game, you might be better off just dumping it. I always sell them, but they're pretty trash. Pretty trash. The C214 Colt is okay. It's a shotgun, 12 gauge, 2-shot, double barrel shotgun. Nothing bad, nothing great about it. But we have almost every vehicle used, but every vehicle that I care about is being used. Rearm changes their guns, and I'm pretty sure it also changes their scopes. If you have scopes available. Wounded, we have 1 wounded. Resupply takes from the city ammunition, food, bread, fuel. Takes from the city, and it gives it to the battalion. Usually what's a good idea to do is to make 1 or 2 battalions designated quote-unquote combat battalions and merge them up. Here we go. On the right hand side here, you can see all the numbers. They're no longer at 300 because they never were truly at 300. It was just a default setting. But yeah. It's usually good to keep 3 of them designated as combat battalions because some of them not only are going to take losses, but you're going to need to use fuel and refuel them. Oh goodness gracious, I hate this. Alright. This game has come a long way in 3 years, I will say that much. Still has some of the same problems. The 2 main ones that I will gripe about is the darn anti-tank weapon not being useful in the slightest. Oh, it's still using the flippin' ×3. Goodness gracious. Not being useful in the slightest. Alright, you. Stop that. Stop doing that. Alright. Excuse me. You're gonna go, right? No. No, you're just going to ignore my orders? My orders and that of which I told you to move? 14th Battalion? Are you trying to be publicly executed? Move. Thank you. What a good boy. See? Was it so hard to just listen? Alright, 2nd Battalion. Another thing that you can do is you can rename the battalion, and I think you can even rename the squad. Don't quote me on that last one, though. I'm not 100% sure on it. What's wrong? Something's weird with... It keeps on... What's a good name? think it keeps on deleting over here. There we go. Something nice. Something good. Something with a lot of testosterone in it. You can delete squads, and I think that recycles its it gives you the guns and it gives you the manpower. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna go ahead and tell Nordscar to take its battalion. Pay a visit over here. I don't feel like waiting all that time. No, 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 no. You don't understand. This Iron Skull Battalion needs its tribute. I don't know how many we can actually do. The reason why it's good to try to collapse them up into 1 to 2 different battalions is now, instead of having 5 battalions that have to worry about food and fuel and various other things, I'm actually gonna... Probably not the Naval Battalion. Probably not the Navy. They're gonna be pretty important later. Please move further. Thank you. I'm gonna tell these guys to move all the way in Assen, because there's nothing that usually challenges Assen to where I'm going to be worried about it. There we go. Please go to Assen. It usually did. Oh, I did not realize that Arvik was just left open for a minute. It's my fault. Now what I want to do is I want to take the 127th Battalion, tell it to move up here, and then take the 60th Battalion, tell them to meet up with them. There we go. We do indeed have quite a few artillery pieces in this one. I see 3 already? That's going to be really nice. As long as the game stops being so weird. I actually do want you to go back and do that real quick. I think the 8th squad was elite, right? I do want to try to have a lot of elites in here. Does it still have 6? Alright, let's see. What's in this other one? It is 6. Is that 8th squad? Yes. The 8th squad and the 3rd squad. We're taking the 3rd squad back. I'm sorry. There we go. 5 is a good number to try to keep in a small, I'd call it garrison battalion, although it's probably more efficient to just have a large garrison than to try to have a bunch of tiny battalions, in my opinion, because you don't have to worry about the food of the garrison and the city. You just have to worry about the food of the city, whereas the battalion, you have to worry about the food of the battalion and the city. So I believe it's the 60th that has now become the armored unit. Honestly, move it over here. I'm gonna have them buddy up with the 20th. Times 3 is such a crazy different level then. Okay, yeah. I could probably just make it one large one now that I'm thinking about it, but I don't really want to. And actually, we are going to separate it from these because that's more than 10. And honestly, more than 10 just feels like it's unneeded. It's 20th Battalion, now only has a few. I'm going to move it to Nordscar. Actually, because I thought, I'm having difficulties with it, but it's fine. Alright, we're going to take the 60th. Sorry, I thought of a good name. I just want to throw it out there. Rose Battalion. Ruby Rose. I have no idea why that entered in my head. Don't ask. Don't ask you. I can hear it. Don't. Stop. You're being annoying. Stop. The 2nd Battalion should no longer have any infantry in it. I really could just condense them, but it's fine. Oh, shoot. That sounds better. 14th. 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 Please do the thing that I told you to do. Thank you. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna grab that, and then I'm going to undo it here in a second. But first, I want to know, it's literally just the 8th squad in that one. The 3rd and the 10th, okay? Take the 3rd and the 10th, and the 8th squad. That should be it. Alright. 20th Battalion's now set. 14th Battalion's now set. 20th Battalion. You don't have to name them. I think it's a good idea to name them. There we go. 20th Castle Battalion. There we go. Castle, Rose, Iron Skull. Nice, nice, nice. With that, though, I will say, for you all to have a nice and wonderful day. And yeah. Try to have a nice and wonderful day. I hope to see you all later. If you liked the video, go ahead, throw a like. If you didn't like the video, throw a dislike. If you like things like this, or if you like grand strategy stuff, check out the other stuff on the channel. If you like those types of videos, you like this video, consider subscribing. I hope to see you all next time. Goodbye.